little, earning another squeal from your mother. Hey cuties. I'm sorry for not posting part 2 of Trustful. For 2 months now. Some were worried whether or not I would update the second part of this or not, so I'm really sorry once again. I'll try to be consistent in posting as soon as I can. Although, if you were active in one of my very chaotic lives or up to date with my community posts, you probably all know why I haven't been posting. A visual, chaotic representation of what my lives actually are. It happens at random and no planned date, so you can look out for that. Anyway, before we start, please don't skip ads if you can. It actually helps a lot and it would mean the absolute world to me. Socials and other important links are in the description below if you want to check it out, as well as ways to support me. Anyway, let's get on with the video. Enjoy and don't forget to smile cuties. Suna gave out an exasperated sigh as he lets his head fall back, throwing his phone to the side. I can't believe Atsumu dragged me into this, he says, scowling at his ceiling, or nothing in particular. He gave out another sigh and groans, rubbing his eyes. Later on, he heard a knock on his door. It's probably his little sister. She usually never knocks and barges in, he thought to himself. Closing his eyes shut, feeling a bit moody. He doesn't know why, but he feels so grumpy. Where is he? He'd said he'd be here early and would text him if he's outside. The door creaks open. He sighs for who knows how many times he did, then shuts his eyes tightly, annoyed. Look, I'm not in the mood right now, and no, I can't play with you right now. I'm going to be cuddling with my future husband. So, please leave me alone. I promise I'll play with you some other time. He then heard the heavy footsteps approaching him. Odd. Suna groans in annoyance. Ugh. Can't you just let me imagine me cuddling my boyfriend right now in peace? Yikes. If Osamu heard what he said, he'd surely want to get railed by a train at that point. Why imagine when the real deal is right here? Suna's eyes widen. He quickly shuffles to turn around and face the person and bit his lower lip, trying not to scream. Osamu was holding a plastic bag on his right, probably filled with snacks for their house date since he just remembered that they were home alone. He wanted to thrash around for forgetting that he was going to be home alone for the rest of the day. Alone. Alone with his boyfriend. Meaning no annoying younger sister to bother him while his face started to heat up, a visible blush on his face. He could literally feel his soul leaving his body. Suna breathes in. Why, hello there, intruder. How can I be an intruder when I'm going to be your future husband, Rintaro? And me. Suna stands up, trying not to show how embarrassed he was to a smug-looking Osamu, and walks towards his bathroom. Osamu laughs. Rin, where are you going? In between laughter, Osamu was following Suna closely from behind. Hibernating in the bathroom until you forget this ever happened. But don't you want cuddles? We could get married tomorrow if you'd like. Osamu snorted as he teasingly pokes Suna's side. Suna turns to an even darker shade of red. I hate you. No, you don't, but nice try. Osamu tried to grab Suna's arm, trying to hug him from behind until Suna immediately sprinted towards the bathroom, locking himself inside. Osamu laughs even harder. Rin, open the door. Osamu knocks 5 times, humming. Do you wanna build a snowman? Suna, sitting on the corner of his bathroom with his palms covering his face as his body was facing the wall, started having an existential crisis. I want to be deleted from life. Cool. Now open the door, please. No. Why not? Because. That's not an excuse, Rin. To me, it is. Deal with it, you ass. Osamu coos. Or, that's not how you tell your future husband you want cuddles. Suna sighs. Leave me alone. There was a beat of silence. He then hears footsteps walking away from the bathroom door. Alright. Suna's heart dropped at his monotone tone. After a minute of contemplation, he waddles out towards the door, unlocking it, then peeped his head out to see where Osamu was. Osamu, munching on a bag of chips, was lying in his bed while scrolling through his phone, barely giving Suna a glance. Suna pouts. Are you mad? Osamu glances at him, then rolled his eyes. Are you done rethinking life choices now? Suna quietly nods, which Osamu found rather cute. Good, now come cuddle. Suna waddles towards his boyfriend, then jumps on him, earning a grunt from Osamu. Nonetheless, Osamu still wrapped his arms around Suna's shoulders while Suna casually lays his head on Osamu's chest while looking at Osamu's Instagram feed. Suna scrunches his nose. Who's that guy? Osamu hums questioningly as he scrolled past his post, ignoring it. He quickly scrolls back up to the guy he was referring to, then raised an eyebrow. I don't know. Suna smacks his chest, earning a low chuckle from Osamu. Then why are you following him? I don't even remember ever following him, to be honest. But he follows me, so I guess we're mutuals. Suna grumbles under his breath, then mimicked him in a high-pitched voice. Osamu brings his body closer to his, laughing. Rin, don't get jealous over a guy who looks like he's in his 30s. Liam Hemsworth's in his 30s and he's hot as hell. Osamu rolled his eyes. He cupped Suna's face with both of his hands, then squished them tightly, Suna struggling to break free from his hold. Samu. Osamu smirks. Don't get jealous anymore, Rin. I was planning on unfollowing him anyway. He didn't even like my posts or view my stories. Like we just follow each other's socials, which is basically it. Suna swatted his hands away from his chest, crossing his arms and standing up from his bed. PFFT. Me. I wasn't jealous. Suna quietly grumbles about how he could feel himself slowly turning to Pinocchio, still denying the fact that he was jealous. He couldn't even deny that the guy has the looks. Osamu sat up from his bed, spreading his arms and whining about Suna leaving him. Babe, come back. He draws out the A as a small pout was plastered on his face. Suna resisted the urge to come back and cuddle, but his pride got the best of him. He crossed his arms. Osamu whined again. Then, Suna suddenly remembered the challenge. Shit. Suna, who was only a few feet away from Osamu, clears his throat as he walks further away from the bed, much to Osamu's whining. Osamu gave him a curious look when Suna suddenly fixed his composure as he turned his back to him. He spreads his arms wide and breathes in a breath. Trustful. Trustwa, Rin. Osamu immediately struggles to get off the bed, crawling out of sheets he was somehow stuck in, and managed to catch Suna with his right arm around his shoulders while his left dangles on the side. Suna, who was holding his phone that somehow magically appeared out of nowhere, or so Osamu thought, was filming the whole time without his knowledge, stops filming and immediately switched to take a selfie. He shoots the camera a smile while holding a, somewhat called, peace sign. Spoke. Trustful. Challenge. Complete. Smile for the camera, baby. Osamu, still in daze from the sudden adrenaline, gave the camera a confused smile before Suna clicks the button. Suna squirms out his grasp and waddles towards his bed and sat down. The sound of the bed creaking as well as typing noises filled the silent room. Osamu snapped out of his daze and walked towards the bed and sat beside him, still not exactly processing what had happened. He stole a peek on his phone and saw that he was typing a caption on Instagram, which Osamu noticed that the word "my boyfriend" was typed in all caps. He fought back a smirk and raised his eyebrow at him. My boyfriend caught me in this trust fall challenge. Guess he caught me falling for him. Again. He read out loud. His eyes trailed down to the parenthesis below. P.S. He caught me with only his right arm. At the better twin. Atsumu beat that lol XOXO. Suna smiles contently. Yes, I won our challenge. And I didn't even want in. I only did it because Atsumu wanted me to. Osamu laughs. I wonder if Sakusa caught him in the challenge. Before Suna could reply, he wonders why Osamu didn't bother asking him about the challenge or who started it. But if he didn't, though, that would mean he failed as a boyfriend, and might test to see if he's good for Atsumu or not. Suna raises an eyebrow teasingly at him. Or, what a caring twin brother. Osamu lightly punched his shoulder, earning heartfelt laughter from Suna. Please, if he heard this he would never let it go. Not planning to. I'm still plotting different ways I could legally hide a body if Sakusa fails to do the challenge Oikoa wanted you to do. Suna gave him a surprised look. How'd you know it was Oikoa? You tagged him in the corner side of the picture, so I assumed. Oh, right. Yeah. Osamu then remembered something. Oh, didn't you get jealous because of that dude? Osamu gasped. You made the my boyfriend in caps lock to make sure that guy would know I'm taken. Huh? Or, you're so cute when you're jealous. He teased, wrapping his arm tightly around Suna's torso. Suna blushed deeply, squirming out of his embrace. I am not jealous of an old man. Osamu waves his hand dismissively in the air. It's alright, Rin. It can be our little secret. He coos, pinching his cheek. Suna grumbles in embarrassment and squirms once more. I dislike you a lot. That's not what you tell your future husband. Me more. As Suna started running around his house, with Osamu chasing him as well as reminding him about being his future husband and his jealousy, Akaashi started pondering about the different scenarios that could happen in doing the trust fall challenge. Akaashi, subconsciously, tapped his foot anxiously on the marble floor as he was deep in his thoughts, staring at nothing in particular. He was wondering about the different, possible, ways the trust fall would result in. Option A, Bokuto might not be able to catch him in time, which results in possible, minor, injuries on his back and his head. Even worse, Bokuto might slip in the process and injure himself, and it's his fault for initiating the childish challenge Ikoa wanted them to do. Option B, the plan would be successful, and Bokuto would magically swoop him in his arms as he gracefully falls, awaiting for his oh so dramatic plus slow motion fall as he closes his eyes and pretends that his knight and shining armor wouldn't be able to catch him while he praises him for his bravery and swoon over his abs and muscles and, yeah, no. Option C, he doesn't do the challenge and, instead, mickadle and watch movies together. Sounds promising. Option D, he doesn't get to catch him, per se, and goes all emo mode and would probably be for the rest of the day because he couldn't catch him. If he was lucky enough to not get any minor injuries, it wouldn't be that much of a catastrophe. Akaashi was about to recite another option in his whirlwind of thoughts until Bokuto gently grabs his palm, which was fretfully drumming on his thigh. Shakily, might I add. He snaps out of his thoughts and flinches when he felt warm fingers brushing against the back of his skin. In a swift movement, he glances at Bokuto, slowly lifts his palm to hold a cold glass. It was probably iced tea, he supposes. In a swift movement, he glances at Bokuto, slowly lifts his palm to hold a cold glass. It was probably iced tea, he supposes. The touch felt so soft and gentle, like a strip of a soft cloud brushing against his. All he ever wants is to feel that warmth every day, every moment. Damn, he's whipped. Kiji. Hey, you're zoning out. Akaashi gave Bokuto a closed-lipped smile and brings the cold glass to his lips, taking a sip to make sure Bokuto wouldn't suspect anything, especially since he's still formulating some kind of plan while he's at it. Bokuto silently observed his boyfriend, who was sitting at the edge of his bed, wondering what could he be thinking about this time. He gave him one last look from head to toe, then shook his head dismissively. Akaashi, still stuck in his thoughts and now formulating a plan, was interrupted by Bokuto taking the cup away from his lips, not realizing that he gulped down all of the juice left in the cup. Akaashi snaps out of it and looks up to see Bokuto, looking at the empty cup, pouting. Or, you didn't save some for me. Akaashi rubs his neck awkwardly. Sorry, Ko. I didn't realize I did. Bokuto raised his eyebrows in question, crossing his arms while his right holds the empty glass. There's no need to apologize, Kiji. I could always get another one. Hold on, I'll be right back. Bokuto gave Akaashi a quick peck on his forehead, then jogs out of his room to pour himself some more juice. Akaashi sighs and rubs his temple with his forefinger, stressed. Why was he stressed? It's just a silly challenge. There's nothing to overthink about. It's just a little trust fall challenge. Akaashi pressed his palms together and pressed it against his nose, his eyes wide. Oh no, he's overthinking everything. Akaashi suddenly stood up from the bed, his eyes closed shut as he huffed out an exasperated breath. That's it, I'm doing it. Forget plan H, J, or whatever. I'm doing it. Stupid plan, stupid me. As he mutters to himself, encouraging himself that he doesn't need a plan to do the challenge, that's simply for fun. He waddles out of Bokuto's room and towards the kitchen, where he hears his boyfriend's faint humming, a song that was somewhat familiar to listen. Solely because Bokuto wouldn't stop singing that song for almost a week now. But then again, it was a catchy song. He wasn't surprised that he accidentally sang that song once while he was showering. Akaashi was about to call over to his boyfriend until he saw that Bokuto slowly removed his shirt off. Akaashi's eyes shot wide open when he saw Bokuto bare chest. There was an adorable pout playing on his lips as he glances down at the countertop that had the iced tea spilled all over, then back to his now damp shirt. Oh, thank goodness there's still some left for Akaashi. Akaashi was at lost from words. How is this man so? Suddenly, he forgot how to speak Japanese. As Bokuto groans at his damp shirt and the messy counter, he starts roaming around his kitchen to find something that can help dry the counter, Akaashi staring at his back intently. His legs now had a mind of their own, dragging her towards Bokuto who was facing back at him. Everything he has planned off, logic, and, well, sanity, shot out of the roof as he slowly approached Bokuto. Bokuto was about to turn around after finding himself a kitchen towel to dry the counter until he saw Akaashi walking towards him, a mischievous look on his lips as his eyes were closed with an innocent look. Whoa, Kiji. Phew. You scared me there, haha. Bokuto chuckles in question at his boyfriend, wondering why he was acting quite differently than he usually was. There was nothing out of the usual with his quiet and composed self, but he felt like something was off, somehow. Akaashi glanced at his bare chest up and down, a small smirk on his face. Bokuto blushed. Kiji? Akaashi sighs and looks up at the ceiling with a tired smile. Thank you, Oikawa. Thank you, whoever is up there. Babe. Akaashi suddenly turns his back to him, his arms spread wide open as he closed his eyes. In a monotone tone, he proclaimed the two words that he repeatedly practiced to say in his head as he planned a strategy in doing the challenge, lazily and in boredom. Trust fall, Bokuto-san. Akaashi then started to fall, waiting for his back to hit either the ground or in Bokuto's arms. Although it would rather be quiet, better if he was caught by Bokuto. I mean, due to the circumstances of the situation Bokuto was in. Wait. Hey. Akaashi was about to confirm that his boyfriend might not catch him until he felt his back hit Bokuto's chest, followed by a loud thump on the floor. Bokuto breathes out a humph in pain. Akaashi immediately turns around to see that Bokuto was now lying on the floor with him, a distraught look on his face. Akaashi's hands were pressed firmly against his, though. Akaashi silently praised whoever blessed him with this opportunity. Bokuto cups his face, his eyes searching his in worry. Whoa. What was that about? Akaashi. Thank goodness I caught you in time. Akaashi smiles innocently at him. Thank you for catching me, Bokuto-san. I guess you can say that I've fallen for you all over again. Bokuto blushed. He roars out a laugh. You're so adorable, Akaashi. But that was so sudden. Akaashi just smiles at him. Oikawa. Bokuto tilts his head to the side. Oikawa? Bokuto has never been so confused. Anyway. He softly pats Bokuto's bare chest, his hand lingering softly as he retracts them off. Let's clean up the mess. He slowly stands up, still grateful for Oikawa making them do a challenge. Nah. Not until you tell me. Later, baby. As Bokuto kept whining and consistently asking Akaashi what he meant by Oikawa and wondering why he did it in the first place, Akaashi constantly replying in either 2 or 1 word replies while thanking Oikawa and fate for that opportunity. Atsumu was rather surprised of how Sakusa reacted. I mean, it's Sakusa. Atsumu had a mischievous smirk on his lips as he looks over at his phone to look at his Omi, who was busying himself by washing the dishes. Atsumu saw the post Suna had posted, suddenly feeling a huge sense of competitiveness running through him. He couldn't wait to do the challenge. He was waiting until Sakusa would finish washing the dishes. Although he wanted to help wash the dishes from their breakfast a few minutes ago, Sakusa didn't let him because he wants his boyfriend to relax. Atsumu thinks that's not the only reason. The last time he was in the kitchen to wash the dishes, he broke his arm by slipping from the wet ground. He didn't recall ever spilling any water on the floor, though. Sakusa didn't stop babying him the rest of that day. Atsumu has mixed feelings because of that. A few moments later, he hears the faucet being turned off, followed by footsteps headed towards the living room where he was lying upside down on the couch while Hunter x Hunter was playing on Sakusa's television. He closed his eyes, trying so hard not to smirk. He's surely going to win. Atsumu? Baby? Atsumu opens his eyes to see Sakusa holding his mask in his right hand. The only thing he can see, knowing that he was lying upside down, was his sweatpants and his arms. He then sat straight, properly drinking in the sight of how breathtaking his boyfriend looks. Yeah, hot. Thanks, you too. Atsumu rolls his eyes. What? Never mind. You're just really adorable, Omi. It was Sakusa's turn to roll his eyes. How do I even reply to a compliment? He placed a hand on his chin. He then gasped as an idea struck him. Aha. Compliment me then. Sakusa smiles. You're handsome. Atsumu smirks as he jumps on his boyfriend, his arms wrapped around his neck. I know I am. I'm a catch. Sakusa rolls his eyes once again, but he had a cheeky grin on his face. But you know me, I can't say that. Atsumu frowns. He lightly punches his chest. You're attractive, Omi. Have more confidence in yourself because you're literally breathtaking. Like, damn, have you seen those girls who fall for you every time you shoot a small smile? I can't blame them, though. Who wouldn't? Sakusa kisses his forehead. I don't care about them, though. You're all I need. Atsumu coos. Yeah, so cute I literally can't. Shut up. Make me. Sakusa flicks his forehead. Atsumu whines. Atsumu then thought it was the perfect opportunity to do the challenge. He gasps. Wait, be right back. Let me get something from your room real quick. Wait for what? Atsumu then turns around to jog towards Sakusa's room. He then stops abruptly, turns to the side, and smirks. In a low voice, he says, "Psych, baby." Sakusa's heart raced. Damn, that voice. Atsumu then laughs as he runs towards Sakusa. Omi. Trust fall. As Atsumu turns his back at him and closed his eyes, letting his body fall, he then felt warm hands gripping his shoulders tightly. He opens them to see Sakusa preventing him from falling, holding him in place. His eyes were squinting down at him. Atsumu whines. Omi. Sakusa sighs. No. What do you mean no? What if I didn't stop you? And if I didn't, what if you'll break your arm this time? What if you'd get a serious injury? Atsumu groans. What if I didn't? You caught me when I fell in love with you, so you'd catch me when I do a trust fall. Yeah, and you caught me when I fell for you too, but what if I did catch you? There might be a chance you'd still get injured. There's a lot of situations you do. It's called a trust fall for a reason. I wouldn't do this to anyone who I don't trust. You're cute, but no. Omi, let me do it again. No. Please. Sakusa suddenly lifts him up in the air, placing him on his shoulder as he drags him towards his room. Atsumu started punching his back. Put me down. Number. Not until I'd make sure you don't get hurt, or I'm sure you won't pull a trust fall on me. Omi. As Sakusa quietly walked towards his room thinking that he'd just shower him with kisses and cuddles until Atsumu would forget about it. With Atsumu whining and punching his back saying that he doesn't want to lose the challenge and saying that he was being too protective, we now have our last contestant. Daichi and Sugawara. How would Sugawara do the trust fall? Daichi. Sugawara happily skips towards his boyfriend, who was scrolling through his phone. Sugawara frowns. He stands in front of him and whines. Daichi. Daichi looks up at him and smiles. Yes, babe. His smile falters and morphs into a suspicious look seeing how innocent Sugawara's smile looks. What's with that look? He tilts his head to the side, looking at Daichi with a bewildered look. What look? That look that makes you look like you re-up to something no good. He gasped dramatically. My smile is always pure. One time you gave me that look and asked if we could go somewhere. We almost got ourselves in prison if not for Asahi helping us out. Oh, yeah, good times. It would be a nice experience, though. Daichi facepalms himself. No, it would not, sugar. Sugawara winks at him. Oh god, you're definitely up to something. Please tell me it isn't something illegal. Sugawara chuckles and took his phone out of his grasp, tossing it to the side. Oh hush, Daichi. Just stand straight. Stay right where you are. Daichi raised his eyebrows in confusion as he watches Sugawara's every move. Sugawara then gave his boyfriend a quick peck on his cheek as he walks a few feet away from him. A beat later, he stops and gave his boyfriend a wink before turning his back to him. He breathes in, then breathes out. Ready? Trust. Before Suga was about to fall behind his back, he felt both of Daichi's arms under his shoulders, holding him firmly. Sugawara looks up at him, his mouth formed in an O, which Daichi found cute. Daichi, nice receive. Daichi rolls his eyes at him but smirks. That was also really quick. Are you secretly the Flash? Daichi then swoops him in a bridal-style embrace, his other hand poking his left cheek. I already knew you'd do that. Thanks to Suna who posted a picture on Instagram tagging you, Atsumu, Osamu, Hinata, Yamaguchi, and Kenma. So, I prepared myself. Sugawara pouts. Then it wasn't a trust fall then, since you already know. He started whining. Daichi kisses his forehead. It still is, baby. It is not. He was cut off by a quick peck on his lips. Shush. Now, can we go cuddle? Sugawara gave him a cheeky grin. Yeah we should. As Daichi and Sugawara cuddled together the whole morning, binge watching random YouTube videos on their recommendations, time flew by in a blink of an eye. Hours felt like a minute when they were with their loved ones. Back in the group chat. Saturday, 5:09 p.m. So, how'd it go? Everyone is online. Omi didn't let me do the trust fall challenge because he was scared I'd hurt myself. Also I was pissed because I didn't do it and I wanted to do it. The fact that you wanted me to do it but you couldn't is hilarious to me. Shut it. He caught me, and I was simping over his biceps. But Osamu replied to a message. So I twisted my foot please. LMAO. For me, went great. Although I'm not sure if it was considered a trust fall since I slipped by his dino pillow and he caught me. But like, he still caught me though so I guess that's that. Kags just asked me if my brain was doing okay plus he didn't catch me. I mean he caught me, but before that was embarrassing because he caught me simping. Please what'd you say? I thought my sis went inside and I told her to get out because I wanted to simp over your him in peace and mentioned about him being my future husband. Bahahaha please he wouldn't knowing him. Anyway if you two don't get married I will haunt you too when I become a ghost. Tell your brother then I'm waiting mf. LMAO. It went well. Kiru was happy I called him baby and acted clingy the whole day. Gasp. Did you just? Kenma. No we don't talk about that anymore. Also cute. Shoyo. Sorry. What about Akaashi? I am forever thankful. Osamu-san. Spill. He caught me without his shirt on honestly I was making a whole plan until plan H. Or was it J? You formulated a plan? For a challenge? Don't ask. But yeah, and I honestly just threw it out of the window and just did it subconsciously not knowing about what happens after and it went great. You're welcome. PLS if Daichi had his shirt off too I'd forget everything and just admired how gorgeous he is. Mood. Wait. What about you, Sugar? He saw Suna's post and knew I would do it when I get the chance to. He caught me though and it went well. Nothing more. Oops sorry. We should do more one day. We should. AAA I'm excited. Wait. Who won? Let's ask the comments. Comments? Oops. Yeah, we should. I should win because I twisted my foot for it. Nah, sorry. I won because he caught me with his beautiful self. Please let's just ask the comments. Me and Atsumu-san RN. Smiling face with tear. Smiling face with tear. Broken heart. Until next time, eyes. Sure. We'll win next time. Just you wait. MHM. We'll see. Hinata. I'm hungry. With that, they lived happily ever after. Or so, they thought. Little did they know that their boyfriends were up to something they didn't know. Who knows? Only time can tell. 悩まずに生きることさ